the afternoon of January the 26th, 1808, a carriage drew up outside the barracks of the New South Wales Corps in Sydney. 3 men alighted and pushed their way through the crowd that had gathered. 2 of them soldiers, the third a former member of the Corps, now the wealthiest man in the colony, sheep farmer and ship owner, John Macarthur. On entering the barracks, the soldiers escorted Macarthur to the office of their commanding officer, Major George Johnston, and withdrew.
Just look at that mob out there, Macarthur.
Howling for Bligh's blood, every last one of them.
What the devil am I to do?
Arrest him. Take over the government. If you don't, there'll be open rebellion. You've already defied him by ordering my release from prison. You can't back down now.
It's an impossible situation. Impossible.
It'll be far worse if you don't act immediately. Or for once in your life, Major, face up to your responsibilities. You'll not only have my support, but the support of every citizen of standing in the colony. Bligh has contravened the very laws he's sworn to uphold. Your duty's therefore clear. If you weaken, the consequences will be on your own head.
Major Johnston was well aware of John Macarthur's influence in the colony. He was also aware that the subject of their discussion, Governor William Bligh, was highly thought of at home in England, and a considerable force to be reckoned with. Finally, with great reluctance, he yielded to Macarthur's urging and prepared a document calling on Bligh to submit to arrest. It was forthwith dispatched to Government House.
From Major Johnston, Your Excellency.
You may tell Major Johnston, Captain. I'll see him rot in hell for this brazen effrontery. Now get out!
Very good, Your Excellency. Mrs. Putland.
Captain. What does it say, Father?
The Major writes that he is called upon to execute a most painful duty. Blast his infernal cheek! Just let him try.
May I see? You are charged by the respectable inhabitants of crimes that render you unfit to exercise the supreme authority another moment in this colony. I therefore require you, in His Majesty's sacred name, to resign your authority and to submit to the arrest which I hereby place you under by the advice of all my officers and by the advice of every respectable inhabitant in the town of Sydney. That awful man Macarthur put him up to this. Macarthur's the one behind it.
And he'll pay. They'll both pay. Before I'm done, I'll have their heads on a plate.
They wouldn't dare arrest you, would they?
They may just be foolish enough to try. I almost hope they do. It'll provide me with the ammunition I need to rid this colony of the New South Wales Corps once and for all. To stamp out the rum traffic in one fell swoop and put Macarthur where he belongs.
William Bligh and John Macarthur had hated each other from the outset. Their differences were many, but their main conflict stemmed from the rum profiteering of both Macarthur and the officers of the New South Wales Corps, to which Bligh had sworn to bring an end. The ultimate showdown, which history records as the Rum Rebellion, was near at hand. At 6 p.m. that evening, a long column of red-coated soldiers set forth from the barracks with band and colours and marched toward Government House, cheered on by the people of Sydney. From the window in Government House, Bligh's daughter, Mary Putland, watched their approach up Bridge Street.
They're coming, Father.
I hear them. Stay away from the window, my dear. Some rum-besotted fool is likely to lose his head in the heat of the moment.
You can't let them arrest you, Father. You can't.
I fear there's no way I can stop them. But you mustn't worry. No harm will come to me.
Father, are you all right?
Fortunately, it missed me. But only just.
You cowards! You miserable cowards!
Come away, Mary. Oblige me now by going to your room. Lock the door and bolt it.
No. I'm staying with you.
Would you defy me too? Please do as I ask. I have certain matters to attend to before our friends arrive. I'll be happier knowing you're out of harm's way.
Mary Putland had seldom disobeyed her father, but on this occasion she did. Instead of going to her room as instructed, she made her way outside into the grounds of Government House, armed with a parasol. She reached the gates in time to greet the entire garrison of the New South Wales Corps, 300 strong.
Good evening, Captain. I see you've returned with reinforcements.
This is no place for you, ma'am. You've been advised to go indoors.
Who are you to advise me? You traitor. Yes, traitor I said, and traitor I meant. And that applies to every one of you. You're all traitors. Traitors and cowards.
We have our orders, ma'am. Kindly stand aside.
Never. If you pass through these gates, it'll be over my dead body.
Mary Putland put up a courageous stand. Lashing out with her parasol, she made contact with more than one skull before being respectfully but firmly restrained. While the bulk of the corps remained outside the gates, 4 officers and a detachment of soldiers entered Government House. It took them 2 hours to locate the man they'd come to arrest. Later, it was alleged that they found the governor hiding under a bed. This was violently denied by Bligh himself, who maintained he was merely concealing certain important papers. Whatever the truth, when confronted by John Macarthur and Major Johnston, Bligh didn't mince words.
You've disgraced your king and country. Disgraced and dishonoured everything for which the British Empire stands. And you'll hang for it. The pair of you. Make no mistake. If it's the last thing I do, I'll see you both dance at the end of a rope. Upon my soul, I swear it!
This was not to be. Major Johnston was recalled to England, where he was court-martialed and dismissed from the army. Macarthur was also sent to England, and though not convicted of any crime, was virtually exiled from Australia for 8 years. Bligh himself was never again entrusted with public office, but was twice promoted after his return to England. Through others, however, he had the satisfaction of making good his vows to stamp out the rum traffic and rid the colony of the New South Wales Corps.